before releasing it for sale, I was talking to Jeff on the phone. We'd become friends at that time. And Jeff was sharing some principles with me on building anticipation in marketing, you know, not just coming out with something for sale, building up to it. You know, it's just like the music industry. When they release an album, you know, they let you know months in advance, or a movie comes out, you know, so Jeff taught me some principles about building anticipation, and so I put that into my marketing with everything else that I had kind of figured out from my own experience. I released the seminar, and I actually ended up doing like, it was like $100,000 that was made in the first day, but it really all came in like the first 12 minutes before I took the site down.
Wow.
You know, I mean, it wasn't going to do much more than that if I would have left it up. But so I teased Jeff. I was like, you know, you did the 100,000 in 7 days. I did it in 12 minutes. And so, you know, all of us are really, we're real good friends. It's competitive. We support each other. And, you know, I was thrilled when Frank broke my record after I did $1 million day. And, you know, and so we're very supportive of each other and of anyone in the industry, because it doesn't take anything away from me. It's good for them. So that happened. So I had that milestone of $100,000.
And part of what drove you in each of these cases was one to set the standard higher. That's what all of you guys are doing. You
like
love
stairs.
each other.
You go higher and higher steps.
So do me a favor, because a lot of people go, okay, you blew me away with $1 million in you know, less than 24 hours, you know, 100,000 in 12 minutes.
Right.
But before you ever got there were lower stairs.
Sure.
Bring me down, because you didn't go straight to the moon.
Absolutely not.
You could do it today because you've demonstrated it, right?
Absolutely.
It's like the 4-minute mile.
Absolutely.
But where did it start even earlier for you? Before you got to the 100,000, what was the biggest day before that?
It was like 22,000.
Okay.
And, you know, and it was, and that had done about 40,000 in a week.
Right.
And why I remember this so much is because the goal for me always, which we've kind of talked about a little bit before, just, you know, talking today, for me, my goal early on was just 40,000 a year. Because I knew that number, I wanted, of course, billions one day.
Right.
But I knew with that number, I wouldn't have to have a real job. Right? So, you know, 40,000 for me was the number to be able to do my own thing.
Right.
And so when I did that 2 or 3 years earlier than that, in a week, and for me that was just mind-boggling, you know. But it was about a $20,000 day if we're comparing it to days.
Right.
And then before that, you know, it was probably about $4,500, and I remember that specifically.
You were telling me when we first talked.
Yeah.
That was the one you were telling me about.
Well, that's the one that probably meant the most to me.
Why? Now, by the way, if there's somebody watching, you hear these $1 million numbers, and it's like, some of you are like, I'm going to do that. Others are like, I don't need $1 million, or I don't believe that's possible. But $4,500 in a day is what a lot of people would love to be able to make in a month.
Of course,
right?
Of course.
Why did that one mean so much to you?
I think because that was the most that ever came in, you know, at one time above maybe $400 or $500.
Right.
It just all came in at once in one small period of time, and I was like, wow, you know, I could really see the potential of doing something in a short period of time.
Right.
You know?
So you've literally lived that model that we teach, we talked about previously, which is the potential's there for anybody. You got to get yourself to take action, and the right actions, and you'll get the result. But the problem is most people don't believe to start with. And you just built that belief by getting your first, you know, $400 day, and then turning eventually a $4,500 day, and then a $20,000 day, and then a $100,000 12 minutes, and then one day you're doing $1 million and breaking the records in the world, and now you do many of these $1 million days, right?